Hey everyone, it's Michael Goosebumps fan. I hope you're doing well today. I have a video here that is about the new Disney Plus Goosebumps show. You've probably seen it all over your Goosebumps feed if you guys happen to watch a lot of different Goosebumps YouTube channels. I owe this video, basically, once again like my video recently for the trailer for the Goosebumps show before it was officially released, to Goosebumps Completionist, my boy, a good friend of mine. He basically put up a community post today on his channel saying, with a link, hey, there's this thing on Instagram you guys might want to check out in case you haven't heard of it. And I clicked on that link, myself not having an Instagram page, or whatever you call it, account page, I don't know. I don't have any of that, I don't care. But I clicked on it and it let me still watch the link that he posted. And it had to do as not really a trailer, but a new teaser for the Goosebumps Disney Plus show, which was really freaking cool. This may have sold me on this show, for the most part. Not entirely, but for the most part. Enough to kind of make me feel better about a lot of it. A lot of people talked about how it kind of still looked like the newer Goosebumps movies, but with kind of a darker tone, and I wasn't really happy with the whole Travis Scott music and crap that was in the new trailer recently. And I think Goosebumps, or Disney, I don't want to say really Disney because they usually hate you and I, but I feel like Disney sat down and watched a lot of our videos here on YouTube for that trailer reaction when it accidentally dropped, and they kind of got our thoughts about that. Mine, completionists, everybody basically who was making videos about it, whether they liked it or didn't like it. It seems like they decided to drop some more hints to what they could be doing with the show to try to please some of us, because I feel like this is their last-ditch effort to try to make some money off of this show, and rightfully so. That's fine, whatever. Make your audience happy, that's all you gotta do. And Disney's not very good about doing that. So, well, my whole point is, with this new teaser, they went ahead and basically, I'm assuming at this point, have officially announced that there will be 10 episodes for this season, and there are not just, from what I can gather, there's a lot of assumption to be made in this video as a Goosebumps news video, so just be ready. This is rumor, this is assumption, this is not official stuff, typically, from what I can tell you. But they revealed a lot of the, I'm assuming, titles and possibly concepts for each of those individual episodes. And I heard something very strange the other day on a YouTube comment that I was reading on either my channel or somebody's channel in the community, who said something along the lines of they thought the show was still going to be an anthology show that would eventually lead them into the final or so episodes being one big adventure with all the different cast members who had been through like kind of their own adaptation of a certain story from Goosebumps, like Say Cheese and Die or Haunted Mask or Night of the Living Dummy, whatever, eventually meeting up at Horrorland like the Goosebumps Horrorland book series, which sounded kind of different. It sounded different enough that I was like, there's no way they're going to do that. And now I'm convinced there's like an insider in the community who actually posted this comment, because this was days ago that I saw that particular comment, and then this trailer thing was teased. And it's very strange how this panned out, and you'll see what I mean as I talk about the different titles in just a momento. Now, many of you guys have probably seen this all over your feed, like I said. I was very surprised by some of the name drops and different title drops I saw here. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high, because it's Disney, number one, but number two, it's also a little convenient for some of this, and some of it doesn't make sense why people could get so excited about it. I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to be like the movies, where we actually have the Goosebumps books existing, and then the monsters coming out of those books. I don't think it's going to be like that. If I had to bet, I just would bet against it, personally. But they released the titles of these books, or the episodes, excuse me, the 10 episodes I assume we're going to have, which really, really surprised me. Now, of course, we knew that there were 5 particular stories that were going to be adapted some way, some fashion into this show, and that was pretty much the first, I want to say, 5 episodes. Not really the first 5, but somewhere in there. But we knew that Say Cheese and Die would be, apparently, in this case, episode 1 as an adaptation. The Haunted Mask is supposed to be number 2 for an episode. The number 3 episode is supposed to be the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, which we also knew about as well. By the way, the Haunted Mask thing, it seems like that really ugly wooden mask that we all made fun of in the trailer reactions that all of us were posting in our communities, in our videos. Apparently that is going to be the Haunted Mask. I'm hoping to God that that's wrong and it's not. But from what I can tell, it seems like in this video, as soon as they put up Haunted Mask on the screen in lettering, they cut to that mask, the wooden mask, and I'm like, dude, That's a bad idea. There are so many comments, even for people who are excited for the show, who are excited over this new trailer. There are people commenting on different videos and posts and stuff I've seen today from my friends in the community that are saying, I can't believe how dirty they did the Haunted Mask. That makes a lot of sense, because that's real dirty. You went from actual latex rubber to a piece of wood that was shaped like a human face. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. Just a little bit stupid. Anyway, the third episode, Cuckoo Clock of Doom, like I talked about, we knew that was coming. Here was the strange pick that all of us were like kind of perking our eyebrows over, and that was Go Eat Worms. Of all the things you could adapt to a new modern Goosebumps show, especially when it's not seemingly going to be an anthology, we assumed from everybody's trailer reaction that it would be consistent as one storyline going all the way through the season, following different people doing different things and working together. We all assumed that it would be that way. It might not be the way it sounds, but I'll get to that in a moment too. But when we all heard Go Eat Worms was going to be adapted for this series, I think all of us were like, why? Why that one? Of all the things, if you're going to do that, you might as well do Chicken Chicken, you know what I mean? Like, but why that? You know, Go Eat Worms is a very strange pick, and it's not a book that I hate even. It's not really even an episode that I hate even. But it's like, wow, of all the things you could have picked, you picked that? Not Murder the Clown, not really anything. Haunted Car? No, we went with Worms. Worms are definitely scary. That was a very strange pick. But if they're going to go the anthology route of every episode being kind of a standalone adaptation thing that eventually ties into a bigger narrative like the Goosebumps Horrorland books, that might not be bad. I might not hate that. Are the episodes going to be an hour long? I hope to God not. I hope they're like 30 minutes apiece. That would be the best direction to go. Do not make them an hour apiece. We don't need that. We do not need an hour-long episode for a children's TV show thing. We don't need that. Not per episode. We don't need a 10-hour Goosebumps show, in my personal opinion. Anyway, the next one here is a little bit of a strange pick. And I'm assuming this is where it came into me. This and the final episode, or maybe a few episodes away. But anyway, this next episode, episode 5, is supposed to be called Reader Beware. That's not a book. That's not a book title like Go Eat Worms or Night of the Living Dummy or Haunted Mask. That's just a slogan that Stein had for the books. Reader beware, you're in for a scare. Reader beware. So what is this? When does this start? Like, what is this particular episode supposed to be about? I don't know. The next episode, though, is called Night of the Living Dummy, which is number 6, which is cool, because we've seen pictures of Slappy. I'm not sold on how Slappy looks, even in this trailer. I just don't like the look of him. I'm sorry, I like him more in the movies than what I saw in here. Of course, I love the original TV show Slappy and the covers of Slappy. But this Slappy, I just don't like the realistic hair. I think it looks weird to me. The chipped up paint and stuff are cool, but I don't like the realistic hair. It's weird looking. Anyway, the next episode, this is another cue to me that these are just episode titles and not like the actual adaptation of a story in each of these particular episodes. Like I said, Reader Beware was one. This one is called Give Yourself Goosebumps. What? How are you going to do a Choose Your Own Adventure episode? I've seen it in things like Final Destination 3's DVD release, but I can't see it being something like this on Disney Plus where you click throughout the episode. I can't see that. Don't really think it's a good idea, because how do you maintain continuity unless it's like a dream sequence or something? It's kind of impossible to really map that out and make it work. But again, if it's just a title to this episode, I don't really care. Now, if we got a Pain House adaptation in this, I would cry. I would cry on camera for you all, just to see, because I love Pain House. It's the best GYG book, probably, and I adore it. It's great. Really, really scary, too. The next episode that's been announced was one that means a lot to me, and I could already feel the sighs of despair from everybody who absolutely hate this book. You Can't Scare Me. Are you telling me that there's a chance I get to see a mud monster in this episode or adaptation of this series? I am so excited about that, because no one likes the mud monsters but me, and they got a horrible treatment. If you've seen the costume and the pictures and whatever in the previous movies, they look like trash. They look like just a swamp thing. They're ugly. They look like Man-Thing, you know, from Marvel. They are very, very, very disappointing, and I'm not happy with it. But in the original show, I really love it, and I love the original book. I think that the original show's Mud Monsters design, not the episode itself, they look really great. The original book is very urban legend focused, as I've talked about many times on my channel, and I really like You Can't Scare Me. I think it's a very underrated book that I get why people say it's a slow burn, that there's not much happening in there. But the atmosphere of it is a really, really good read, and I really like it a lot. But You Can't Scare Me, when I saw that pop up on the screen, I was like, people are going to be mad. I'm excited. Everybody else is going to be mad about it. So, again, I kind of wonder, is this going to be an actual adaptation, or is it going to be just an episode title? Because that sounds more like an episode title to me personally. And then we have the next to last 9th episode called Night of the Living Dummy Part 2. Not Dummy 2, Part 2, which is interesting to me. What are they going to do with that? Is that going to pick up where the, 6th episode left off? Is Slappy going to show up like halfway through this series and then just leave? Because I've heard, supposedly, I don't know if it's been announced or not, that the first 5 episodes will premiere on day 1 on October 13th, which is the release date in case you don't know. And then they'll have the other ones come out weekly. Supposedly. Supposedly. So if that's the case, and they do that, we have 5 episodes, the finale, the 5th episode, ending with Slappy, and then picking up with that later on, with part 2, the 9th episode. Are we really going to do that? Do we really think that's a smart idea, to drag people along? I don't know if it's a good idea. But then, this is the last really big surprise that really surprised me quite a bit. The 10th episode of the season is called Welcome to Horrorland. Can you imagine how that hit many of us when we all started watching that clip teaser thing? Horrorland. We're either going to adapt Welcome to Horrorland, the actual book, which is phenomenal, I love it, or we're going to do the Goosebumps Horrorland book series and have everything end in the season in Horrorland. That's a really good way to end the series if they're going to go this way of having everything tie together, which I feel like they're going to have to do, but the Slappy Part 1, Part 2 thing really throws me off there with my assumptions. I am all over the place about what I think about this, and really what I think they can pull off. It's a very interesting direction. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm super curious to see what they're going to do. I cannot see them just doing anthological. I would be very surprised if they went very episodic. I don't think they will. If they do, it would surprise me tremendously, but I don't think they're going to go that route. I just can't see them doing that. But with all that being said, that is the 10-episode list for the show. I assume there's only 10 episodes of the season. I'm assuming this was the kind of teaser to get people like myself to stop saying it was going to be bad. But it doesn't look amazing, but dude, some of it looks kind of cool. And the idea of You Can't Scare Me being adapted, Horrorland being readapted, well, I guess You Can't Scare Me was also readapted, but you know what I mean. A Dummy 1 and 2 episode. I'm kind of curious, what are we going to do with this? This could be really fun, but then you have things like the Haunted Mask where I'm like, what'd you do to our baby, dude? Like, it's not a good idea. Some of this stinks of horrible, but some of it looks kind of nice, and I'm kind of excited about it. I'm kind of curious about certain things. But dear God, I hope it's not hour-long episodes. It doesn't need to be that. It needs to be a half an hour per piece, and that's it. That's why I think that rumor about the 5 episodes up front thing apparently could be true. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. But it has to be half an hour episodes at that point. I can't see it being more than that. But with all that being said, that's pretty much my video to talk about this thing that everybody else is talking about currently. What do you think about these 10 episodes listed? What do you think about the new ones we found out about, like You Can't Scare Me, Horrorland, Dummy Part 2, all of that? I'd love to hear everything you have to say down in the comment section down below, folks. Let me know everything you think about the show. Are you more excited now after this? I have to admit I kind of am. I'm not super sold on it, but I'm kind of curious what direction we're going to go with this. This could be really, really cool. It could be bad, but it could also be cool. Possibly. But it is Disney. So, I guess we will see what happens. Anyway, put your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Hopefully the show is good. We have like 2 weeks, and then it's out. 2 weeks, man. Just a little bit longer. Well, closer to 3, but you know what I mean. About 2 weeks we have this show coming out, and I'm hoping maybe it'll be good. Maybe. But You Can't Scare Me? Everybody's going to be mad about it. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all, and goodbye.